Hello and welcome. Now this next couple of videos I'm tweaking my settings. I'm back on this because we have got 38,357 euros that we can spend now properly or lose and it becomes nothing really basically on the next match. So I thought, well, we did have a few minutes spare, so it's not wrong for me to enhance our equipment list a little bit more. Now what's going on about, we're not doing anything, but we will be in a minute. I was looking at fertilizer spreads. We have got the Bredal as well. Oh no, we haven't. I thought we'd got a Bredal from the first map from Buckland. Obviously not. So that doesn't. No, because we did. No, I'm probably getting confused. That's the trouble. You do so many Let's Plays. So one thing I would like to do is go for another fertilizer spreader. I don't want it to be the same though, and we can't afford something like a Bredal or anything like that. So I'm thinking, what do I need? There's two things I need. 25. That leaves me 13,000 to actually have, which limits me. Seriously, actually, down to, well, I suppose we could go for a second one of my. Yeah, we could really. Yeah, there's a few little ones as well. That's, yeah. Oh, I forgot about the Rush. Yeah, that's my old favourite. Yeah, it's my in a pinch when you can't afford anything else. But it is a cracking little. It is just not very big by no name. So we are limited. We really 5. Well, that is, but it's a limited sort of spread. I do like that one by hydraulic. Again, that's another one for it in a pinch. It's low capacity. That's my favourite, my old favourites. That is 2,000 litres. We could go for that. I have had it before. I think there was something a little bit different about it, but yeah, we're going to go for that. And we are also going to go for something that's going to keep cropping up map to map, and that is, I was hoping we would see it in the sales. You often do, but typically when you don't. So we're going to go for the standard one. Yeah, we do need that on the next map. We do, definitely. So we are now down to 4 million, which translates to a boost of 400,000 on top of the 200,000 that you normally get. So the other thing is, we found out before our old field on Buckland was down here, which meant that when we teleported by moving my XML from the original map from Buckland Farm to Castle Nord, most things were down here. The other thing was the shop was up here. So yeah, those three are gonna follow us. Unfortunately, I did try tweaking the XML, but you've got to get it exactly right. And they've also got numbers in the XML, so you might think it's easy to edit them, but it had errors when I went into the map. So I thought, just leave the things. They're just going to be misnomers on the map, and just leave them. I might have one attempt as I go to Africa now. Now on the Africa map, we're about here-ish. So I'm not sure. Sometimes though, it moves your fields. On the hills of Italy, I did a bit of a playthrough to see what would happen with the equipment on hills of Italy. And they were buried underneath the earth because the hills of Italy is quite high and it's not a normal flattish map. So on the Tacapula or the other Eastern European one that we were told, Northern European really, but is on the border. So I'll let it go. It's a beautiful map. Likewise, that was all right. The equipment was there, which means we didn't lose everything within the trailers and that we'd got. Now I realise I did make a terrible mistake, and we were supposed to be taking all manner of things out of these, which is why we sold and got such a massive hit, because we sold things I was supposed to be taking to the next map. But hey ho, it is what it is. Mistakes made. You're trying to rush, you're against the clock, and you're like rush, and then afterwards you think, oh no, I've just gone and done something terrible. So yeah, obviously this is a mechanic. We're not actually working. We're shifting the equipment. So I'm going to manually now shift the equipment to pretty much. I'm thinking, or I think I'm just going to leave it where it is. I do it, and then on Africa we might lose. There's a bit of a river around here, so we may lose a few bits and bobs there. I'm not sure if that's going to be right at the bottom of the map. So there's going to be quite a bit of work on the Gariep. Is it? I think it's right, Gariep. I'm sure it is. For me, shifting the stuff as I did before. I hope it's not going to take 3 hours, but obviously we're going to take the money will go down, and we're going to buy the one that I'm just posting on the news article. So yeah, next you're going to see. There's only, I think the only thing we've got left on here is the Colossus that's got any, I'm not sure if, no, the Crone hasn't got, because it can't. I think this has got, 37 tons of potatoes. That's all it's got. There's nothing else. I don't think, the only other thing that can is the harvester. I don't think it has. No, we're good. So, yeah, that's all that we're taking with us. And I think there was a few tons. The seeds within things. Now that is true. A sensible person would top up whilst he can, because we did have a few minutes left. That's the only thing I'm going to say. So I think what we're going to do is off camera, with those few minutes I'm going to do, I'm not going to bore you with the details of me doing this, but you can see that we've got. Well, do I do that? I do like proof, don't I? I've always liked to prove that we didn't whisk in an additional. No, not that one. That's not ours. Well, it is technically, but yeah. I'm going to time lapse this though, because this bit is a little bit boring. So I'm going to just on camera, so you can see that I'm not buying an additional 10 tons of like fertilizer and all the rest of it. That we're actually doing this properly. I think we stuck the few. This should have about 4.5 tons, I think, 4.3 or something like that. Yeah, that's the one. We've also got the tonnage in the fence tank at the shop. That should come with us, and also we've got the herbicide in the one at the bottom of the map that we've not moved out all, because we actually did use the big one when the few times we needed it. So yeah, the big one's still got a little bit in, I think. Yeah, quite a lot really. It's 6 1/3. It's used about 2.5 tons of herbicide on this particular Let's Play. It was a beaut using it. It really was gorgeous. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. So then, I'm going to say my words. We're going to get the few little bits of seeds into seeders and things into tanks and whatever we can, just to ease into the next one. Yeah, you can see I couldn't even do the cleanup properly because I knew I was against the clock, but we did have a few minutes spare. So I'm going to say my words for one last time on this map, just so as you can see there's no cheating going on. So I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. Right, that's that. Yeah, it didn't take very long. There was only a little tiny bit, but yeah, everything else now is a matter of literally whisking this away. So the next thing you're going to see is me whisking you over into Africa. I am going to have shifted the equipment up to the thing. It may well take me rather a long time, and the money will be... In fact, I'm going to take you in first, and we're going to do that with the equipment. I'll show you where the equipment is, and then obviously the next thing you're going to see is me actually starting. The moving, we're not classing as time because it's moving from one to another. Normally on a Let's Play you would start with the equipment either at the shop or on your farm. Obviously we're travelling into the map, and so we're not starting the clock. It's difficult enough without adding all the really strenuous things. It does take an absolute ace. That's the one thing about this. If I knew what I was doing, I could change the longitude and latitude, the X, Y, Z coordinates, but I've got to be honest, it's a little bit beyond me. Well, I could do it, but it's, yeah, as I've done with whisking bits of equipment out, when you start have to tweak the minutiae of an XML file, you make a mistake and the game doesn't like it and it won't load the game at all, and so you're better off to have what you had before and then just tweak around with it. So yeah, for someone like myself, I'd sooner that shift all the stuff around because I don't quite grasp the XYZ coordinates properly. So next thing you're going to see is me in Gariep. See you shortly. Right, I've actually brought you in with me. So first thing we need to do is repay the loan, which we're not allowed to have, and then we need to take another 100 grand off, and then we need to add the bits that we actually gained from the last map. So we now need to reduce the money. I'm going to do it in steps. I know I could do it more easily. So minus 100, that leaves us 200k. We now add 400k from the last map. 400, and we should have 600 grand, and we have. Now we will look at where our vehicles are on the map and see if there are any casualties of this. Now, is it a 4x map? Ah, that's interesting. So, oh wow. Ah, that's not ours, is it? That one there. Oh, I don't... Ah, no. I tried editing. I edited 2 tractors out, and I've successfully edited 2 tractors. So I just thought I'd try once to do that. That were the 3. We had a mower that's not ours from the first map from Buckland Farm. Now I know that I need to do just between the 2 parentheses where it says vehicle and vehicle. If you delete all of that, making sure you don't leave any, I know as a programmer you can't leave brackets and things unopened, it done off throw, and it sounds a simple thing really, but in syntax you just cannot do things like that. So really we've not done terribly badly. What I'm going to do then is, yeah, we haven't really got that far to go. The field we're buying is where I am. So we're going to do that, so we know exactly what cash. Now we also, I mean, this is not by design, really. The bottom line is the only fields we could afford, really, and we can't afford that one, not quite. So that would be a good thing. But then you've got to think about what you're going to do next. Now, I don't think we're on any of these going to step outside of the field that we're working on, because they are monsters. Even that as a little field on this map is ginormous. Field 10, which we could have afforded as long as we'd got an extra 10,000 from the map, which we know we have on this one. But there's only that little tiny lozenge there and a little tiny bit above there that you could actually use. And if you've got to make enough money to step up to that one, but this one's in between the 2 and we can afford it with leaving about 180 odd thousand, which is enough money for seeds. And maybe I'm thinking this is big. We've got 2 the equivalent of 2 9-meter plows. We've got a 10.5 and a 9, which we can shrink to 2 9s using courseplay. We also though got this nomandish like field that's presenting us with quite a problem. Now I shifted. It's now then, that is interesting. Now I've obviously, there were vehicles on this map, if you remember, in the shop. Now this is what you get when you move one XML for another, you remove all of the vehicles, because all you're leaving in is your own vehicles, which I've no problem with that. What we're going to need to do is, hang on a minute, why are we not seeing... Yeah, I am right about that. No, I am definitely. Yeah, there were vehicles in there. We've moved out. We left a fast track here, one of the game's kindly gifted ones, but we have got enough of our own. So what we're going to do is we're going to buy that field now. No, we'll do that as part of the proper Let's Play. We've got the cash. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get all of the team up onto field 18. Is that? It is really, it is. This is what I said. Mechanics, this is just mechanics sort of shifting from here to there. So I'm going to bring you back in once I've got the team on this slab up here. So I'm going to see you in quite a while. Now then, we have a bit of a problem. Yeah, if I just show you, I don't normally tab. I'm in the New Holland and I am under the ground. I am in the JCB Fast Track and I am under the ground. It's all under the ground. We had this on one of the other maps. Yeah, we can start the engine, but we can't do anything because you can't see me because I'm right down there. So yeah, there's a bit of a problem. Which does mean that the Colossus with the only potatoes from the last Let's Play is going to mean that that is going to lose that 43 tons of stuff, because we've got all of that seeding and all of that I did. It's all lost, every single bit, because every single piece of equipment needs resetting. Now the good news is it's not all that. Yeah, let's just try tab into everything, see if there's a single... it's crashed and burned. Yeah, we need to... Yeah, I had this before. Oh no, it's just you can't get to it. Yeah, it's not tabbing anymore, so it's something's crashed and burned in the game. Right, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to stop recording. I'm going to reset everything. I'm going to have to, and I'm going to be clever. If we've got to reset to make this work, to bring everything out from the bowels of the earth, then I'm going to do this cleverly. We're going to put everything onto our field. So I'm going to bring you back in a few minutes when this disaster is been averted, and I'm going to inwardly cry at all the lost fertilizer, lime, and really the biggest thing, the potatoes. Yeah, so I'm very glad that we did actually sell. I suppose that is something to think of for future. You don't ever know. Tajikapula or Takapajula or whatever it is called, that was okay, and this is likewise not okay. So yeah, you win some, you lose some, really. Right, so I'm going to bring you back in a few minutes. Right, here we go. I've got to put everything together again. Obviously, all things like telehandlers and stuff like that are all going to be awful. Every single thing that had something in it is now empty. Yeah, so everything's reset. If you're ever going to reset an entire thing, I always do like a few, do 5 or 6 pieces of equipment, come forward a little bit, do another store deliveries, do reset a few more, and then a few forward. Hence you get these lines. So the Colossus is my biggest, yeah, that is just so, yeah, it's awful. So's that. They all are really. There's quite heavy loss, but it is what it is. Yeah, that's the cost. Sometimes it got lost in transit or transport, really. Yeah, there was also some chaff in one of those as well. I didn't realise until I saw the equipment in that last little bit on the last map on Castle Nord. So yes, obviously the biggest thing we've got to do now is, I would also like to bring this in. I did say that. Where we, yeah, I mean, I've got 600k. Now the one thing we do need to do is, are we going to start work now? We really do need to. The other thing is, yeah, what this is going to be. Now obviously, I need to change my settings. That's the first thing we need to do. We need to, yeah, this was start from scratch, so it will be on hard, which is part of the things. We don't want that on at all, so it is hard. 1 day months, 3 day seasons, fuel usage we did knock down, and we also knocked that down to slow because it makes very little difference. Everything else is off and they're all on standard. I seem to have lost the repair point again, but literally lost this time. It's just not come across, which is a little bit strange. Let's have a look at our roster in miscellaneous, because it really should be there. We had the same problem last time though, really. I'm getting used to with the miscellaneous. Yeah, it shows us being there, but you cannot see it. So we're going to do exactly the same as we did last time. I did say, oh, that's technically work, but luckily a few seconds. Yeah, it is really. I'd forgotten about that. You get carried away really with the standard things. Yeah, so a few seconds of my time gone. Yeah, so what we are going to do is, yeah, let me show you. Well, first things first. I will allow this because I've got to do it to show you what we're actually doing, really. Yeah, it's not. This is not me. I'm not actually going to do anything other than buy the fields, which technically is work. But do I need to do that? Not really. What we're going to do is we need to zoom in as much as possible. You can do the draw fields trick, and it should, if you're zoomed in. Oh wow! They just go to show how big the fields are. If we do a draw fields on this, oh no, they disappear. Yeah, let me show you what I mean. If I go to the course play course, draw across the field, nothing's there. It's a shame you cannot leave this. What's happened with that? That's bizarre. Yeah, so we need a reference point on, and it doesn't matter about buying the fields. That's not really what's going to happen. What you can do though is park your vehicles around the edge of the field. Now the road also runs there, so we need to have our vehicles basically around the outline, and then we can do a draw custom field. We need the vehicles though to be on the outside of the field. Now we all know, because we've all seen it, that sometimes the vehicles are bigger than they actually are, and they look like they are how can I put it, in the field when they're not in the field. So we're going to have a slightly smaller field than we would have if we were going to do it any like the other way, the traditional way. But the traditional way isn't going to work on this map because we can't see the edge of the field, as I found on No Man's Land, on Avon Valley, and all of that type of fantastic maps. That's the drawback. You cannot see. There's no way of, like, it's a shame that Giants don't do something like a green beam of light for that type of thing. I probably would be difficult to do. So yeah, it's a game. There's always wins and losses. So what I'm going to do is I am going to start we're going to start the time that I'm going to go straight to a time lapse, and the first thing we're going to do is, well, we're going to do a bit of testing. Do we allow testing as work? We'll allow testing. This is because I tell you why. Sometimes this grass can be cut, sometimes it can't. Sometimes it can be cut with a mower, and sometimes it can't. Other times it can only be cut with. So what I'm going to do is just not going to cut an entire field or anything naughty like that. But we just want to see if you can cut with a normal mower, because this kind of grass can. As I had a conversation with JM Gaming, the maker of Rombos, and he called it deco foliage, and yeah, so we need to unfold that and unfold that, and we also need to do that little trick with it. Well, we don't, but I want, if we're going to have this, mind you, if this works, yeah, you need to pop that. It does take a while, and pop that. We need to see if we can. Now, am I on my... Yeah, this is our land. It is. So, if I... Does the... Huh? Oh, no, we haven't. Not yet. So, we need to buy the land for the test. Right, okay. Well, let's do that now. Yeah, field 18. Buy that. We can't do a test without owning the land. Fantastic. Now then. Now I do. And that, oh, okay, no, it is, it's working. So we can use a normal mower. Right, fantastic. Now the thing, yeah, now then, that is true. We had a grass start last time. Now this isn't technically a grass start, but it is, because we need to clear the grass, but no one's going to throw the grass away. So we are going to keep the grass. But, hang on, has that changed its mode? It should be in swath mode. I didn't realise it did that. Right, okay, that's sorted. Yeah, I suppose it does. It resets all those type of mechanics, which is why I'm not a massive fan of that type. Like of the pulling of the things out every session, they'll collapse back in and have a default setting. So first thing we need to do now, that's testing over. We can use a standard mode, so we can use the 2 modes. So what we need to do now is to use every other machine other than the 2 mowers. Ooh, we also need to shift this lot off, but I'm going to do that in the time lapse because that's fair dues. This is on our field now. So the first thing we need to do is mark the field. So I'm going to get my vehicles around the edge of this, and then we are going to work. So I want the fastest vehicles to go the furthest and the slowest vehicles to go the least amount of distance. So yeah, I'm going to say my words. We're going to get this party started. We've got 186,368. I suppose you could say that we are... Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're going to stick with me on this journey. And as always, as fellow shareholders on the farm, I always love to hear from you. And goodbye for now.